Welcome to the Road to Roseboro. We discuss college football. Who do I have sitting to my right?
Yeah, Brian, and the road's over.
The road is over. Dang, yeah. That's it's sad because college football is about to end.
But the road's over. And here's the thing: a team that we have consistently crapped on the entire time we've done this won the Rose Bowl.
That is true.
Oregon.
Yeah, it's one of our topics, but congratulations to Oregon. They played really well.
Yeah.
Who do I have sitting to my left?
Jacob, and I can feel I'm being ignored at the moment.
It's because
I don't care.
That's what you deserve, you peasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a peasant.
So, y'all want to get into the bowl games?
Not
Yes,
really.
absolutely.
Just so.
Reality of man.
Well, you know what, Jacob? Seeing you're feeling so ignored, I'll go with you first. What do you think about Memphis versus Penn State?
That's one I didn't catch.
Man, you wonder why I don't go with you first.
I forgot. That's just one I didn't catch. I watched a ton of bowl games, dude. There was like one every day.
Yeah, that's one of the New Year's Six bowls.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that one.
Well, Penn State won. Brian, what did you think about the game?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was a great game.
It was a great game.
Memphis played spirited football.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I have something to say about it now.
What?
they
You jackass?
Spirit of football.
I hate you. I hate you.
Spirit of football, guys. They
They
play good.
played their heart out.
Penn State won.
Yep. You knew that.
Ha
But yeah, what do you think?
It went about like I expected it to where like Memphis was going to put up a great game, but Penn State was eventually just going to pull away.
Yeah.
What was the final score? Like 45-35 or something like that.
53-39.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was a little off there.
Which it technically was what you said because Penn State scored a late garbage touchdown.
Right.
So you're right, actually.
But yeah, it was a great game. And congratulations to Penn State. I had them winning that game.
Mm-hmm. You did?
Memphis had a great year, though.
Yeah.
Memphis had a really, really good year.
I picked Memphis because I always, no matter who it is, like a group of five school that makes the New Year's Six, I always pick them. Just because I always feel like they're going to walk in there, play their heart out, be motivated.
Right.
Memphis played pretty hard, but Penn State's talent did, come out and win the game for them.
Yeah.
But great game.
Great game.
Unlike this next shit show, LSU versus Oklahoma. Brian, what do you think about this massacre?
I wasn't surprised.
This wasn't even fun. I actually messaged Jake halfway through it, and I was like, I'm not even gonna watch any more of this. I'm just gonna play Xbox.
Yeah, I mean,
This is horrible.
There was no reason to watch any more of it.
Yeah,
They scored 7 touchdowns in the first half.
49 points in the first half.
How do you do that?
It was bad.
I loved watching the pregame to it too. They were like hopping up these quarterbacks, going to all-out war.
Yeah.
In the Hell in a Cell, and then they come in and walk all over them like they're toddlers that haven't touched a football since they hit puberty.
It really did look like a pro team versus a middle school.
Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it was a joke.
When did they sit Joe Burrow out? Because I'll be honest, I think I texted you saying I guarantee you he's going to want that. He's going to
yes, and they actually kept him in like through the fourth quarter. I'm like, LSU, come on.
Because I texted you being like, I guarantee he's going to like the LSU's head coach is going to want him to throw 15 touchdowns for the night's over.
Because Ed Orgeron, for some reason, kept Joe Burrow in, and it was like the fourth quarter. It was already 63-14. I'm like, you've won the game. Take him out. You have a title game to play.
I saw a meme. It was like a Simpsons meme.
Yeah.
Where he's like, stop it. He's already dead.
Yeah. That's where it was 35-7.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a massacre. I figured Oklahoma... See, I thought LSU would win. I think everybody thought that.
Right.
I don't think any of us expected...
I had them winning by 2 possessions.
Yeah, like I think we had it like, I think LSU will win like 49-35 or something like that. Like, they scored 49 points in the first half.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was embarrassing.
It was bad.
For all these people that go, Notre Dame should be banned from the playoff. How about Oklahoma? That was the worst performance I've ever seen from a team make the playoff.
Yeah.
That was pitiful.
Yeah, it wasn't even just the defense either. You can't just pin it all on the defense. Like, the offense didn't show up either.
Because last year, Notre Dame put up at least a spirited fight in the first half against Clemson. It wasn't until, like, the depth of Clemson started showing in the second half, and they took advantage of kind of the deep ball.
Yeah, because what was like the halftime score? Like 16-7, something like that. It was
16-3, I think.
Okay, so it was still kind of a game.
Yeah. And really, one of them touchdowns came like really late in the second quarter. So it was still a game. Oklahoma and LSU, that was
bad.
That was total domination.
Yeah.
That wasn't even competitive. But yeah,
we found out who the Kings of the Jungle was. The Tigers.
Yep. I actually got a pretty cool fact to point out after I bring up this game. What do you think about? I'll ask Jake about this one first. Actually, what do you think about Clemson versus Ohio State? If you didn't watch this, I'm going to kill you.
I loved it. It was awesome.
Epic ball game.
There's really not much more to say about it. It was just a freaking war.
Yeah.
I mean, Clemson ended up winning, of course.
Yeah.
I had that down. I knew they were going to make it to the
They
party.
were hitting each other too.
Yeah, like they were up for blood.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
That was one of
there was some really good hits in that game.
That was one of the more violent football games I've watched all year.
Yeah, it was insane.
Oklahoma, take some notes.
Literally, do something.
And I called it too. I texted you.
Yep.
During the game, being like, I love how Ohio State's playing.
Too many field goals,
but they are kicking way too many field goals.
Yep.
And they're getting because it wasn't like they were kicking like 45, 50-yard field goals.
No, they were getting down
they were getting
10.
down to the 15, 10-yard line. They were inside the 20 each time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys have got to stop quit kicking field goals and score touchdowns, or
Yeah.
you can't do that to Clemson.
Because their only touchdown in the first half, if I'm not mistaken, was like a big 80-yard run by J.K. Dobbins.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I actually missed like the first half of the first quarter.
Oh, you did?
Like that. I did.
Yeah. Well, the only touchdown I think Clemson scored. I mean, not Clemson, but Ohio State in the first half was an 80-yard touchdown run by J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
It seemed like every time they got into the red zone, Clemson's defense just tightened up and were like warriors.
Yeah.
I was so impressed by Clemson's defense, and you messaged me this. Clemson's defense should probably be the MVP of the game, and I agree because they kept Clemson in the game. That should have been 28-0. I mean that by the halftime it should have been 28-0. That should have been a massacre.
Yeah, but
their defense just kept them in it, and I love Dabo Swinney. I love Clemson's coach, man. He's just so humble about winning too. You know, he's just like.
I expected the exact opposite out of like the Clemson head coach.
Oh no! Well, the Clemson head coach. Cool story about him. He actually, I think he was homeless whenever he was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, he was like homeless, and he's worked his way up because he wasn't like a big coach getting offered or anything like that by Clemson. He was an interim coach after they fired their head coach.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he took the job, and they asked him, one of the school administrators said, how can we build Clemson to become the next Alabama? And he said, I don't want to build the next Alabama. I want to build the next Clemson. And they gave him the job right there.
Oh, wow.
And he has. Because Clemson is not a program that has like these traditional powers, you know. But
I think Joel Klatt said something very interesting. The difference between Clemson and Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard this quote by him.
I know you're going.
Alabama is a football factory. Clemson is a football family.
Yep. That's why Clemson keeps the same coordinators all the time.
Yeah.
Is because
yeah,
everybody just loves that program.
Yeah. But and that's one of the main reasons why I'm such a fan of Joe Klatt. He's got great quotes.
I do love Joe Klatt.
Yeah.
I will say he went on a little bit of a Twitter rant about like, the officials.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, shut up. That's something we need to bring up. These idiots who bring up the officials with this game. Are you aware? Ohio State was at the in the red zone 4 times in the first half and could do nothing but get field goals. How about not getting a roughing the punter and absolutely whacking the punter's leg off?
And here's the thing. You guys, like, Ohio State was in scoring range.
They had a chance to win at the end.
With a minute left.
Yes.
So, I agree with you. I don't want to hear that.
And the biggest problem was Ohio State's wide receiver decided it'd be a good idea to go rogue, and instead of running a deep post, he ended up going just on a deep route forward. So, no, I'm with you. We've talked about this plenty of times, but refs are not to blame. I'm sorry, Buckeyes. You lost this game fair and square. Clemson was the better team. They How
about not letting a orthodox quarterback run a 60-yard touchdown on you? Don't do that. How about not doing that?
Yeah. I think Trevor Lawrence had over 150 rushing yards.
Like he grew wings or something.
Yeah. On top of that, let's talk about that final drive by Clemson. That 3-minute drive. It didn't even last 3 minutes, where they just drove the ball down and scored. That was. I think it was 4 plays. Clemson just took the ball down, took the lead.
Yeah.
With like a minute and 40 to go.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
That final drive by Clemson was just...
That was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four plays and like 90 yards. That was nuts.
Because I think they were at the 10, and they just drove it all the way down, like 90 yards in 4 plays. And they also saved like a really cool play where they did the Tebow jump pass. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that? Where they did the Tebow jump pass where they had Trevor Lawrence act like he was going to run, and then he just pulled back and just threw it to...
number 9.
Yeah. Travis...
who was a monster that game.
Yeah, I think he's actually probably the second best running back in the country.
Really?
Yeah, behind Jonathan Taylor. Dude's a monster. Let's talk about the next game here. This is not a playoff game, but this is the Alamo Bowl, and it was pretty funny. Texas absolutely kicked the living hell out of Utah. Jake, what'd you think about this game?
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns?
We did it.
Yep.
We had... it was a sad victory, though.
That was a bitch slapping.
No, in a different way.
Oh, yeah, you're Mormons,
We
too.
did have to... We had to discipline the Mormons. We had to.
Oh my God.
They were getting too headstrong. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They thought they were king shit.
They're not a real football team.
Oh no.
No,
They're not a cult.
What do you think about the game, Brian?
I'm disgusted. I am just... Oh my God, that was so... Like... Yeah, I don't think I've ever been so frustrated watching a football game. Because I had Utah winning that game.
I did too.
And it was just...
Which I did say this one podcast, and I was about to change it, and Jake's like, no changes. Because I was like, I might go with Texas in that game. And Jake's like, no changes. It's on the podcast. You have to go for Utah. I was like, well, son of a bitch. All right, I'll stick with it.
I am just so like...
Calculated.
Yeah, it was just... They couldn't do anything on offense.
No.
Like, I was amazed.
No, Zach Moss did nothing in the run game.
You guys can't overcome Texas defense.
Kansas scored 48 on that same Texas defense. Kansas lost to Coastal Carolina. Let's put that in perspective.
They're a slippery bunch. We'll give them that. You see, that was the problem with the Mormons. They were too honest.
Well, see, that's what Texas too. I want to get into Texas here too, because we've bitched on Utah all year and how they're not a real football team. They don't play anybody. But to me, Texas, this is even more alarming that they did this in the bowl game. Why weren't you doing this all season?
Yeah.
You're the same team that almost beat LSU. You're aware that Oklahoma, a team in your conference, just got annihilated by LSU. You almost beat LSU.
You almost beat Oklahoma.
Yeah. What happened? I don't understand why.
But then you're barely beating Kansas. You get beat by TCU.
Yep.
What is going on?
They lost to Baylor. Bitch slapped them. Baylor beat them 24-10. I don't know what happened with Texas this year, but I think this is a indictment on their coaching staff and everybody. Because they came out in this bowl game and they looked like world beaters.
It kind of reminds me, I don't know if anybody else has made this comparison, but it kind of reminds me of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
I can tell you what happened. We weren't playing at the Alamo when we played LSU. Now, remember the Alamo
that game y'all played good.
Yeah.
That game, Texas against LSU, Texas played their heart out. It's whenever Texas started playing Kansas close. And losing to TCU. That's where my frustrations came in with them. Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you, like, Baylor? Okay, that's fine. Baylor's a good team. Y'all lost to Baylor. You should not be in a shootout with Kansas. Kansas is abysmal. They're horrible.
They're a slippery bunch.
Yeah. Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
That's right.
Which, Kansas is going to be one of our topics later on in this discussion. Because the cool thing I want to point out, actually, and I almost forgot, but I'm glad I remembered. You're aware the national championship will be Tigers versus Tigers?
Yeah.
Clemson Tigers, LSU Tigers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Next game, Notre Dame versus Iowa State. What do you think about this one, Brian?
Again, I think I told you before the podcast, I missed this one because I didn't know what day it was.
Yeah, it was actually the same day as I bet you were watching Memphis versus Penn State.
I bet.
Both games were on at the same time.
Okay, because I actually I missed the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
Florida versus Virginia because I didn't know what day it was.
You mean
on.
the Orange Bowl?
Yeah, my bad. The Orange Bowl.
Well, we only got like 2 more like season 1 episodes left, so you were due for a blunder. Yeah,
I was. So I missed the Orange Bowl because
back to basics.
Back to basics.
Yep.
Because there was actually a few bowl games that I missed just because I got the days switched up, or I just
flipped
forgot
on the
about
TV
it
and whatever was on football, I watched it. I didn't keep up with those.
Because for God's sakes, there's 40 bowl games. So so I just
the only ones I've missed are like the there's been some really just a dumb one. I've missed like stuff like the Dollar General Bowl and stuff like that.
Right.
I've watched a lot of them though, weirdly enough. But the Iowa State Notre Dame game, what do you think about it, Jake? You didn't get to check it either.
No, I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't watch all of it. I watched bits and pieces.
I bet this is what happened then. You missed the Memphis and Penn State game because it was on at the same time.
Probably. I mean, I'm more interested in Notre Dame than Penn State.
Well, I was just the other one was a New Year's Six Bowl, but yeah, what did you think about the game?
I mean, it was about what I expected. I expected Notre Dame to come in and kick some ass.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what we got.
Yeah,
I wasn't surprised by it.
We end the year on a high note. We 11-2, possibly going to finish with a top 10.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of this season. There's things that obviously could have went better. The Michigan loss stings bad, but at the end of the day, we end the season on a high note.
At the end of the day, who's laughing now?
Yeah.
Deal.
We done good.
Yeah.
The Orange Bowl. Now, neither one of y'all got to watch this, did you?
No.
Well, which one was this?
Virginia versus.
I watched bits and pieces.
Yeah, Virginia put up a fight. They played hard. They ended up losing 36-28, I think. And actually, fun fact about Virginia, their quarterback, he's the all-time leading, like in statistics, like offensive percentage. He's actually above Lamar Jackson and Johnny Manziel.
Really?
Yeah. He's actually the all-time leader in offensive production for one player, like leading their team to wins at 78%.
That's amazing.
Yep. Lamar Jackson was 76. He broke that record. So I'm happy for him.
So call him a backpacker.
Yeah. A what?
A backpacker. He's carrying everybody.
Oh, yeah, that actually is good. I didn't hear what you were saying there, but that was actually good. But good game. I'm happy for Virginia. You put on a spirited performance. You played hard. And, just great game. I'm mad that you all got my bold pick'em wrong because I actually had you all upset in Florida. But
eat it.
Yeah, I'm not too mad about that one because that one is probably should have been Florida killing them. But
yeah,
right.
The bowl game, Navy versus Kansas State. Did any of y'all get to check this one out?
I did not. Watch this one.
You did?
This was a good game.
This was awesome. This game
awesome.
was epic. Navy ran the option beautifully. That Marcus Perry, their quarterback, is a god. He's good.
He going to the NFL? Oh wait,
yeah. Actually, he might. I think you can still if you you can get drafted as long as you still serve in some aspect.
Like reserve duty?
Yeah, something like that. So he'll just have to do a service afterwards, I think. But he won't go as a quarterback. He'll go as a slot wide receiver or something.
Yeah,
he can't throw.
Maybe the guy from New Orleans. He'll be like in a Swiss Army knife type deal.
That'd be good.
That would be good.
There's another player we'll be talking about that I think could be that later on too.
Yeah. Okay. I actually would one of those type of players have to go to New England.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Yes.
Actually, let me tell you a cool story about New England. What they did for Navy. I think both of y'all appreciate this. I found this really cool. They lended Navy their private
jets.
I
heard about
this.
I heard
about that.
Yeah, to let their players.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was nice. But I'm happy for Navy. Kansas State also had a great year. But when it comes to the service academies, I always root for them in bowl games because these kids they're doing things that they're selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just great people. Bama versus Michigan.
Oh God, game you just couldn't miss.
Yeah. So, what a shock. Michigan lost.
There is a funny little story with that game, though, because my dad actually came in when it was 10 seconds left. Mm-hmm. When the offense was the Michigan offense had the ball the last time, and they're down 35-16. Mm-hmm. So with the second left, they spiked the ball so they can get one more play in.
Yeah.
And my dad looks at it and goes, "Why are they doing this?" My dad was just why are you doing this?
The game's over.
He was like, "You're just torturing yourselves.
You're prolonging the agony."
But then at one point, just throw a touchdown. Just do it. And he threw a pick.
Did y'all see Shea Patterson after the game?
Uh-uh.
No.
Like, he was crying, and he was like, it's all my fault we lost. And, like, someone did, like, the Titanic music over it. Yeah, I died laughing. But he's like, I failed. I never beat Ohio State. It's like, you were just talking shit about Ohio State, what, like 2 months ago? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He was like, Ohio State hasn't faced anybody like us yet.
You
They
sent me that.
Yeah. They go up 57 points to Ohio State. Yeah, they haven't played anybody like y'all. Auburn versus Minnesota. Just
This
going to ask you about this one.
was great.
What do you think about this game? Row the boat.
Row the boat, Bubby.
I'm happy for him.
I am too. He's going to get some awesome job offers.
Yep.
I'm
Apparently he wants to stay at Minnesota.
Could you imagine if he turned them into a powerhouse?
You hear what he said after the game? He said, to be a blue blood, you have to beat the blue bloods. We're trying to get Minnesota into becoming a blue blood program. That'd be awesome.
Imagine if, like, in the 2020s, they just become like this. They start rivaling Clemson. And
Yeah, imagine if he took...
They're constantly, like, in that 3rd and 4th seed and just giving them all kinds of trouble. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that say a lot about Michigan, though? Boy, that'd look bad on Michigan, wouldn't it? You have less resources at Minnesota. It's cold as can be there. And you're getting 2- and 3-star players, and you're competing with the best competition in the nation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Michigan can't do that at all with Ohio State. Wisconsin don't have
Here's the funny
much
thing.
talent.
Minnesota beat the team that beat Alabama.
Yeah,
And Alabama killed Michigan.
yeah. That says something.
That does say something.
It does. The next game, the Rose Bowl.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Besides Clemson and Ohio State, this is probably my favorite game of the year. This game was epic.
This was awesome.
Insanely good. The
This
fact
was
that
a-
it was only a 1-point game.
This was actually a very old-fashioned game.
It was.
Very old-fashioned.
It was my kind of game.
Yes.
Because I like...
It
You
was
know what
really
sucks
cool.
about that? Most people say it was a disappointing game to watch at that point.
I think everybody actually liked the game,
Yeah.
weirdly enough.
Really?
But yeah, most time people do that. They're like...
Like with the last Super Bowl?
Yeah, people with the last Super Bowl were just dumb. They're like, oh, it wasn't fun because there wasn't enough passing or touchdowns. Like, shut up. But this game was insane good. I think Oregon scored first, and then Wisconsin took a kickoff return and scored immediately back at them. I was like, this is going to be a tug of war.
Yep. It was really good.
Wisconsin, turnovers killed you, son.
Yep. Turnovers is what killed them.
Shot him in the foot.
Because man, I actually wasn't expecting the Oregon quarterback to play the way he did.
He had 3 rushing touchdowns.
3 rushing touchdowns, and even though like he's considered like a very athletic quarterback, he is not predominantly a running quarterback. Though.
He had 45 rushing yards in that game. You want to know how many rushing yards he had on the entire season? 39.
Yeah.
So he had more rushing yards in that one game than he had all season.
Because he was struggling throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I think at least it seemed like to me.
I agree, because Wisconsin's defensive plan was just great. I mean, they shut down their receivers. They jammed them at the point of attack, and they could not get open.
Yep. We've talked trash about Oregon.
We have
all season, but they won the Rose Bowl, which this podcast is named after. So what can you do?
Congratulations, Oregon.
Your terrible uniforms will melt the face of time itself.
God, their uniforms, man. That Rose Bowl.
It insulted the Rose
Now
Bowl.
there was one cool thing Oregon did, and that was some chrome helmets, and you could actually see the Rose Bowl like sunset reflecting from their helmet. That was cool.
Okay.
That was neat.
I didn't notice that, but yeah, that's very cool.
Like the stadium was reflecting from their helmet and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was neat. But them numbers, man.
It's just the numbers.
They're
just,
awful.
Just change the numbers and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love the Wisconsin uniforms just because they're just simple.
Yeah, because I had them going like 9-3 or 8-4 this year, to be honest. Because
I figured they would blow games against Washington or,
but they didn't. They proved us wrong, and I'm happy they did.
Yep. I'm happy for Oregon. I was hoping Wisconsin win just because of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And you point this out. Every time he reaches a milestone, he loses.
Every single time, I think I need to go back and recheck.
You're right, though.
Every single time I saw like him reach a milestone, it was in a game that Wisconsin lost.
Yep.
Like, he became the second NCAA player to have 2,000 rushing
yards. In the Illinois game. In the Rose Bowl.
In the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And they lost the Rose Bowl. And then like he became like the 5th highest the 5th highest in rushing yards in NCAA history in the Illinois game, or one of the games that they lost.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just That has to be rough.
I think he broke some like touchdown milestone in like the Ohio State game. Like each one of them games he lost, but honestly, it was a successful season for Wisconsin.
It was.
You went to the Rose Bowl. You put up a great fight.
You lost by 1 point.
There's also somebody that ran on the field during the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. The next New Year's Six Bowl, this one was kind of a disappointment. Georgia versus Baylor.
I could have cared less.
Yeah, I didn't care about this one, buddy.
Yeah, this one ended pretty bad. I actually picked Baylor because I figured Georgia would show up flat. And Georgia had 13 players out.
Really?
Yeah, Georgia had 13 players not playing, and they still beat them with their B team. So, Baylor, that was pretty unimpressive.
Okay.
You did not, Butch Baylor shouldn't have even been here. So, I'm not going to throw too much shade at Baylor. You had a good year, but yeah, Georgia.
What was the final score?
26 to or like 20, 26 to something. Like it wasn't really that 26 to 18 or something. It looked closer than what it was, but Georgia dominated them. Ranking the New Year's Six bowls, which bowl games would you like to go to in this order?
I think we all agree that Rose Bowl is number one.
Rose Bowl is number one for all of us, right?
Duh.
Yeah. Number two for me is actually the Sugar Bowl. I'd like to go to the Sugar Bowl. I think it'd be cool. Louisiana, New Orleans.
Sugar Bowl would probably be two for me also.
Which one's played at Hard Rock Stadium?
Orange Bowl. That's my number three. That's my number three.
That'd be my number two.
The Fiesta Bowl is my number four.
Fiesta Bowl would be my number three.
Yeah. It's close for me with the Fiesta Bowl just because of Boise State and all them memories.
Orange Bowl would be number four.
Yeah. And the Cotton Bowl would be fifth for me. The Peach Bowl would be sixth.
I'd like to go to the... I think
Peach Bowl would be cool.
Peach Bowl at 5, Cotton Bowl at 6.
Yeah.
Going to any of these games would be awesome.
Yeah.
Going to any of these games.
And you can probably get cheaper prices for the Peach Bowl than you could something like the Rose Bowl.
Though, I do have to admit, though, after going to a couple of UK football games with you, though, with the exception of like one of these big New Year's Six, but I am realizing that I am the kind of person that would rather just sit in the comfort of my own house and watch it on a TV.
I prefer to go.
I am
it's
of
a
that
party, man.
Yeah, going to him is amazing.
I don't know.
Me and you had a blast at that Tennessee game.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But that's just me, though. That's me.
Those poor campers.
Yep. For anybody that don't know, Jake just walked up to like these random people that are watching the Alabama and LSU game. We'd had a couple of drinks, and Jake just walks up to him and says, thank you for letting us watch the game. And then 5 seconds later, bye. Never spoke to these people again in their lives. But we had fun, and it was a good tailgating experience. It was cool to experience something like that, part of the atmosphere of college football. Just neat.
I mean, it feels like you're going to college.
Yeah. Now, there's one thing I do want to discuss, and this is one thing that has been this is making me mad. The New Year's Six Bowl's attendance has went down. The Sugar Bowl, not many people went to it. And the Cotton Bowl didn't have as many people at it. I want to get your all's thoughts on why this could be happening. Brian, I'll start with you.
My theory is people don't care about these bowl games as much because they're not the playoff games.
I agree, and it makes me sad.
Oh, well, here's the thing. You said the Sugar Bowl takes place in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But LSU was playing in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
And the Peach Bowl is where?
Georgia.
Mm-hmm. I get the feeling that anyone that would have cared that much about football would have probably shifted over to watch LSU, traveling to Georgia to watch it. But still, it still is a New Year's Six Bowl. You would think that there was that there's like maybe 30 or 40,000 people in a whole state that would be interested in going to a Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, and what makes this even more maddening for me is both teams were not far. Like Waco is not far from Louisiana. Waco, Texas.
Yeah,
a couple of hours. But like you're seriously like Baylor got into a New Year's Six Bowl, and you're not going to go watch them. Georgia's not too far away from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. You're not going to go watch your team in the Sugar Bowl. To me, this is maddening. I've suggested, and we've suggested on this show plenty of times, that the BCS was a way better system in every way. This system they have now is just nonsense.
It's just the fact that, like, look, I get it. You like the idea of like adding more, the more the merrier, like letting more teams have a chance to go to a national championship.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, Do the Winter Madness
Winter
thing.
Madness,
Just
yep.
have like a tournament of 64.
And just raise hell.
Sure, why not?
Yep.
Do
I
that.
still say we do the mascot Hell in a Cell.
Mascot hell.
I'm not.
But hey, do you
Not
remember
dignifying that. But
do you remember the old NCAA games where you could like actually do mascot
Yeah,
matchups?
yeah,
That was pretty
that was
funny.
hilarious.
But anyway, the whole idea, like, and I got so sick and tired. Did you know Clemson would not be able to defend their crown if we were still doing the BCS thing?
Schedule better teams.
So you tell me that Clemson deserves to be there more than LSU and Ohio State just because of something they did last year?
Yeah.
that what you're telling
me? It's stupid. It is completely stupid. I agree. My whole theory is just get rid of national championship. You solve every bit of this. But yeah. But what's your thoughts on the
I've got a bit
decline
of
in
a
the
different thoughts. Maybe it's because I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I think that the NCAA wants to build up the championship sort of like a college-level Super Bowl and have
Yeah.
it get semi the ratings that the Super Bowl does.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on all these bowl games,
Mm-hmm.
they're only wanting to focus on the one game, which makes it easier on them and makes them more money.
That's true. I can see that. But to me, this seems like it'd be less profitable. Because if you get more eyes on the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, like if the Orange Bowl was treated as like a Super Bowl, or the Rose Bowl was treated as a Super Bowl, which the Rose Bowl always sells out. That was a bad Rose Bowl. I mean, that's sacred. That's always going to sell out. But the Sugar Bowl, for instance, should have a sellout crowd, and everybody should be watching it. But there's people that just don't care about these BCS bowl games, and it's stupid to me. Just make not BCS, New Year's Six, but it makes me sad. I just wish we could go back to the way things were. I'm like Arthur crying. Yeah. But all right, next topic. The Big 12 in bowl games was utter garbage. They went 1-5 in bowl games. Jake, why do you think this is?
The Big Five suck.
Big 12.
Big 12 suck.
Yeah.
That's about all I got for it.
Why do you think, Brian?
Okay, one of those Big 12 was Kansas State, right?
Yep, they lost.
Barely to Navy, so they put up a
Good
good game against Navy. So I'll give them that at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think a lot of it just has to do with the way the Big 12 is set up,
I agree.
to where it's just
No defense.
no, we're not going to even care. We want these gigantic offensive shootouts. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
Allegedly, and.
Yep.
I tell you what, how about instead you just work on building a good football team in general?
Yep. Hey, you look at conferences like the Big Ten and the SEC, like
The Pac-12.
Yeah, like they build their like conferences on just having balanced football teams.
Yeah.
And the Big 12 seems to not care about that at all. I mean, it's a conference where if you score 59 points, you might lose.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because here's the thing. The SEC, even though they're kind of moving away from it for now, though I don't think it's going to be permanent, they have had a long, rich tradition of defense, run the ball. And they've been dominant and winning. You know why? Because that style wins you ball games.
And look at Wisconsin, who has like barely any talent, and they're always they're one of the most consistent programs year in, year out.
Yeah, you're not going to win ball games by throwing 500 yards and,
No.
and throwing the ball 50 times a game.
That's
not how you win
defense
games.
is gassed.
Yeah, that's not how you win.
Yeah. Big 12 is a joke. All right. What do y'all think about Ian Book coming back for his senior year? If Jake, you might not know who this is.
I couldn't tell you if my life depended on it.
Notre Dame's quarterback.
Cool.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think about
I
Ian
like
Book
Ian
coming-
Book.
Yeah.
I
What did
think
he leave for?
NFL.
Oh, why?
Because he's good.
But why? If he's already made it to the NFL, what? That doesn't...
No. I'm saying he's not leaving for the NFL. He's going to stay his senior year.
Oh,
Yes, he's staying his senior year at Notre Dame.
yeah. Let him develop more.
Yeah. Because I don't think he's like a really high draft pick.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
I could see like the mentality being, this isn't like a Chase Young thing to where like you will be a first round draft
Yeah.
pick. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Chase Young officially did say today that he is declaring for the NFL draft.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But like I do get the idea to where like okay, here's what's probably gonna happen. I'm probably never gonna see much playing time. I'm probably gonna get picked in probably a mid tier round, like
Fifth round, something
third,
like that.
fourth, fifth, somewhere in there. So which means I'll be getting a decent salary to sit on the bench, but or hold a clipboard, but not great.
Yep.
And I could see, like any young 21-year-old kid wanting more than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can understand the mindset here for that, if that's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
But so he's probably wanting to develop more and be more pro ready. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've always been like the kind of guy ever since I found out what a college athlete lifestyle is like, to be like, leave as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the opportunity is presented to you, just pack your bags and book.
So them things are changing.
Thankfully, yes.
Yes.
They're 50 years too late, but thankfully, yes.
Technically 150 years.
True.
Because it was the 150th year of college football. And they're just now changing things.
But I guess I'm looking back on like the SMU controversy and stuff. And just being like, yeah, because I am with you where I say SMU got screwed over in the 80s.
Yes, they did. Every team in Texas was doing it.
Yes. But every team in college football was doing it.
Yes.
It was not restricted to just Texas.
Yeah.
But
Texas was just the most blatant.
Yeah.
Texas was like, we'll give you a car. And
but I tell you what, if this is what he thinks will be better suit him prepare him more for the NFL. Maybe he just wants to take us. He loves playing for Notre Dame, and he wants that national title. He wants to win the maybe that's it.
We do have a huge roadblock next year on our schedule. It's going to be tough to overcome. We actually play Clemson at home.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we play them at Notre Dame though.
That would be like if there is like any game that would tune you guys up if you won.
Yeah,
it's that
one right there.
Because how good is Notre Dame's recruiting class this year?
I think 12th.
So they have a good recruiting class then.
Yeah, they're doing good in recruiting.
Maybe that was it. Maybe you noticed that. Maybe they're getting like 4 or 5 star receivers.
They are getting some dudes. I mean,
maybe he's seeing that and being like, you know what, I could probably.
Yeah,
I could probably go to the playoffs with this.
Yep.
I don't know. Who knows?
And I think we end up landing the number 5 quarterback freshman. So that's big.
Okay.
That's going to be huge.
And he'll have a veteran guy, like a guy that's been there for a couple years now, to help him out and help him develop. So, who knows?
I think Notre Dame's future is looking bright. Now, watch me say this, and it backfires horribly.
Yeah, we got it on tape.
They're going to go 3-9 in
2 years. It's going to be more painful than that. Yeah. They're going to be like 6-6.
Yeah, we'll be playing.
And one of those wins will be against Clemson.
Yeah. And we'll be playing in the Hawaii Bowl.
You guys beat Clemson, and you can only and you got 6-6.
We'll play BYU in the Hawaii Bowl. Boy, wouldn't that be exciting? Or we'll play in the Dollar General Bowl.
Yeah. The Bahamas Bowl.
Yeah, I would be pissed. That would be a nightmare. But I think the future's looking bright for Notre Dame.
It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, it might be a shit show. Nah, I jinxed it, but yeah, who knows? All right, the Belk Bowl. I actually went to this game, but I want to get your all's perspectives first on just the game. Jake, what do you think about the game?
It was an awesome game.
Yep.
Really good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
Good.
I got to test this.
Last second touchdown.
Yeah, that was awesome to be there for.
Yeah.
Everybody lost their mind. I actually have video of like people chanting in the stands,
wow,
"Go
really?
Big Blue." Go Big Blue.
Cool.
Everybody was high five. Like people I didn't even know. They were running up to me just like, yeah.
I will never forgive myself for not going.
Yep.
I actually missed this game.
You did?
Because I knew it was on that day. I knew that I didn't know what time, and I had.
It was at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and I was working.
Yep.
And so yeah, but I did see the highlight reel, and Bolden is a monster. He's
actually the player I was talking about, the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
He's a very good all-purpose player.
He is.
He can play literally anything.
Yeah. Oh my God! Imagine if he goes to New England and brings that kind of.
I want it to happen.
Yeah. Watch actually Belichick after Brady retires, and he's just like, you know what? I'm going to develop you as a quarterback. Yeah. You're our future, and he wins 4 Super Bowls with him.
I would shit my pants. I would be so happy that I would.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a cool story.
But
did y'all get to see him throw a punch at a Virginia Tech player?
I did see that.
Yeah.
What the heck was that about?
I got to see that live.
Yeah, what the heck was that about?
He apparently his car got broke into down in Charlotte, and Virginia Tech players were talking smack like, "Oh, he sucks. He's a wuss. He's garbage." And one of the Virginia Tech players was talking smack to him before the game, making fun of like his car getting broke into, and he has kids. and he retaliated by punching a fool. And thank God the refs were not out there.
Yeah.
Because if the refs were out there, then he would have officially been suspended for that game.
Yeah.
But
which would have been a disaster.
Yeah, it would have. They would have got killed.
Yeah, given what happened in the game.
He is their offense.
Yeah.
But I actually went to this game, and this game was very exciting. A ton of fun. The night before, got to go to a place called World of Beer. Had a pretty good time. I was running on 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And it was a pro stadium, so they actually sold beer at the stadium, too. And Jake's looking at me very sad right now because he didn't go because he's a fool. And
I had work.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wish
you could have went.
I wish I would have.
It was fun. It was a very exciting time.
I don't drink. I don't drink. I've just admitted that I personally enjoy watching games in my living room, so I didn't miss much.
Yeah. I had a great time.
Well, nobody asked you, Brian.
They actually had a bar inside the stadium.
That's kind of cool.
God.
You're heartbroken. They had a bar. They had like these. They had like fancy restaurants in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not saying this to rub it in your face.
I would have come home broke.
I know, it was great. It was cool. I ended up getting a Belk Bowl T-shirt just because it was a great experience. It was just cool to go to something like this. My first bowl game, and it was quite exciting.
I'm really happy that Kentucky won, though. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. Honestly, halfway through the game, I'd had me a couple, and I could have cared less who won.
Huh. Okay.
I was just there for the fun, but it was great. Honestly, it was exciting. Talk about our next topic here. Kansas is top 50 in recruiting. Kansas.
I really hope
Jayhawks fly away.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
I really hope this is a telltale sign that something's coming.
Yeah.
I really hope.
This is the calm before the storm.
I like their coach, Les Miles. He won a national championship at LSU.
Okay.
So they got a legit coach now, unlike what they've had the last couple of years where they've hired these idiot coordinators from Eastern Michigan and stuff.
Well, now, refresh me. Was Coach Snyder the guy that coached for Kansas? Or was that Kansas State? Okay.
Kansas State. Yeah.
Okay.
Kansas has always been like the
butt of the joke in college football.
Yeah, they've been the Cleveland Browns.
I was about to say
they're
going to be the Cleveland Browns next year.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're so excited, and we're sad again.
Well, I mean, I think Kansas next year will probably win 3 games or something like that. I'm not expecting much next year. I think it'd be foolish to expect.
What about 2021 when I
think 6-6.
Okay.
I think they'll possibly go to a bowl game. And for Kansas, that would be the biggest thing in the world. Even going to a bowl game and getting massacred would be a step up from what they've had.
We did it!
Yeah. Because Kansas fans, about 3 years ago, funny story about them, they actually stormed the field after beating Rhode Island. Really? Yeah. They beat Rhode Island like 50-7.
All 78 fans.
And yeah, there was literally no one there. And like they hadn't won a game. They lost like 28 games in a row. And they beat Rhode Island 50-7. All their fans went nuts. They stormed the field, and like Kansas Twitter was like they were embarrassed. Like the university was embarrassed. They're like, "This is not a time to celebrate." Like it was hilarious. It was pretty funny. But I'm happy for Kansas. I think that they can build off this. Top 50 in recruiting for Kansas is just huge. They're a program that has been a butt of a joke, and the fact that they're, getting some players in there, good for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to go 8-4, I call it.
Kansas in the playoff.
Oh, God.
Watch it happen.
Oh, man.
We are truly living in the darkest timeline.
Well, Kansas in 2007 went to the Orange Bowl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Were they second in the country that year?
Yeah, they made it all the way to number 2.
Watched that entire game that one night.
Yeah, but no. What?
That one night whenever we came up.
Are you talking about like an old game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I showed you all like the 2007 Kansas team. Yeah. With they actually had Aqib Talib on that team.
Really?
Yeah, he was their starting corner.
That's cool.
And he played some wide receiver. They also had a quarterback, Reese, who was pretty good. I know, weird name. But the next topic, and this actually happened last night, Tennessee versus Indiana. Jake, I want to get your thoughts on this. What do you think about Indiana absolutely shitting the bed? 5 minutes left.
All right, so I hadn't watched a bit of this game up until like the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down, watched a few minutes of it, got up, went and did something else, come back in. I walked back through and I saw, Indiana is smoking them.
Yep.
Walked out the door for like 10 minutes.
Yep.
walked back inside.
Indiana came back. I mean, Tennessee came back.
So, of course, I had to sit and watch the
See, I did something similar, except when I saw that Tennessee had come back, I'm like, okay, Tennessee's going to win the game. I'm out. And I just walked in because I
You didn't care?
I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's just,
I thought it was funny because actually a fun stat about this, when a FBS team is leading by 13 or more points, they're 478-0. Now they're 478-1. That was actually history. That had never happened in college football.
I watched history.
Yeah. So good job, Indiana. You blew it. That had never happened before.
that's terrific.
There's been 150 years of college football, and it's never happened.
Well,
You failed.
you picked a hell of a time to decide to do that.
Yep.
On the 150th anniversary.
Yep.
Way to go.
So I thought that was kind of cool. But I actually had Tennessee win that game. I know Jake didn't. But Jake's Bowl Mania is doing really good right now. Jake's probably going to win Bowl Mania.
I'm smoking everyone, and I get a trophy.
You are. So that's actually funny. I won the regular season. Brian won conference championship week, and you're probably going to win bowl season.
We all three need to order trophies.
We do.
That'd be amazing.
Like participation trophies.
Yeah.
We'll get the Dig 'em off of the cereal on them.
I was going to get like something stupid on mine.
Well, I mean, Dig 'em ain't stupid off the cereal. Captain Dig 'em.
Oh, okay.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah.
I was going
The frog.
I was going to get like a golfer.
Yeah.
On the top of mine, like Tiger Woods or something,
Yeah.
swinging a golf club.
Hey,
be
row the
funny.
boat. The gopher. Minnesota.
Okay.
Be cool. But,
I was doing something completely irreverent.
yeah. Next topic. Dan Snyder is insane. Did you all see what Dan Snyder did?
I didn't.
I think he's on cocaine.
Dan Snyder came out and introduced the next head coach for Washington, which is Ron Rivera. And whenever he came out to announce it, he was like, I'm glad everybody's here. Happy Thanksgiving. This happened on January 2nd.
This really happened?
Yeah, this happened. I swear there's video of it.
Oh,
he
my
did
God.
It. Yeah, he came out and like Adam Scheffner from NFL was like, I think he don't know what time of the year it is.
It's like that same thing with the NFL draft last draft when it was like, the 2010 draft.
Yep. Oh, my heck. And nothing ever taught Minnesota for getting to pick a player. That's always you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Minnesota 1 year in the draft forgot to actually pick a player because you're on the clock, and they ran out of time and forgot to get somebody. And I think they done it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's one of the dumbest blunders ever. But what do you think about Dan Snyder screwing up? What do you think about Dan Snyder? Period.
I don't like Dan Snyder.
He's
but
Satan.
Yeah, this is kind of funny though.
Yeah.
This is funny.
How do you screw up that badly? Just say New Year.
Happy. Maybe that's what he meant, and he just
Thanksgiving?
just had a slip of the tongue.
Was turkey on his mind? I mean,
have
like
no
was he
clue.
wanting some ham or something?
It could have been just a slip of
That
the.
was a good turkey sandwich.
You know what? If it was
Can't forget it.
if it was anybody else, I would have just said, "Oh, it's probably a slip of the tongue. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt." But since it's Dan Snyder and I have absolutely no respect for the man, I'm
Yep.
gonna say no. He's just nuts.
He's just insane.
Or no, I'm just gonna say. No, I'm just gonna say he's an idiot. Is what
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's just an idiot.
Yeah. The fact that you can't stand up and give a press conference, right? How are you able to own a football team?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this? You said he's on cocaine.
He's on cocaine.
Yeah.
He's gone too fast.
Yeah.
He's in next Thanksgiving.
He is.
That's where he's at.
He's
He's like,
in-
it's not Thanksgiving of 2020.
he just can't wait.
Charlie Sheen's just feeding them tiger blood.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Delicious.
That life is what I want.
That the Charlie Sheen life. The next game, and I hate talking about this one. We lost to Miami. The Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins. Jake, what's your opinion on us losing to the Dolphins
At home.
at home
With
with our starters in? And now we don't get a bye in the playoffs.
honestly and truthfully, I think it's hilarious.
I know most people were pleasuring themselves on Twitter to this.
I'm not pleasuring myself, but my God, I take pleasure in knowing that this happened. Not because it happened to the Patriots, but because you got this historical monument of a team
That is, yeah.
that loses to a team
That is a dumpster fire.
that has had nothing good since Dan Marino.
Yeah. This to me was one of the most embarrassing losses that we could have. And look, Miami's played a lot better since the disastrous start. Sure, they end the year with 5 wins, whatever. But to me, this is just.
Hey, remember when everybody
This is
wanted to trade
insulting.
off the Dolphins?
Yeah, like the Dolphins were a joke to us. So to lose to Miami, this was painful. This was hard. What do you think about it, Brian?
Miami just played a really good game.
That's all you have to say about this. We lost to the Dolphins.
I mean, like
The NE Patriots, Brian.
there's always a time of year where like Ryan Fitzpatrick just pulls something out of a hat and just has like a tremendous game, and it's
Sure, yeah, that's
That was
true.
during the Bengals game, though.
And Stephon Gilmore played like shit. He had over
for like one game of the year.
yeah, yep. He played terrible. So
And it's not like I think it was Devontae Parker
Yep.
he was guarding, and
yep.
even though Devontae Parker is a good wide receiver, he's not good enough to do
that.
to Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like with New England, like if one thing is working that day, the other thing shuts down. Like if their offense plays good, their defense plays abysmal. If their offense plays bad, their defense plays like world beaters.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get that balance. Like they need to get both of them display.
I think they won the playoffs. They took
I
one
hope.
of that.
Now I can't take pleasure in this. The Raiders are out of the playoffs. Jake, what do you think about the Raiders not making the playoffs?
Why do you hate me?
Yeah.
Why do you hate me? Why do you hate my team?
Yeah. Well, the Raiders kind of deserve this.
We were going to the NFL Super Bowl.
What other Super Bowl is there? Like, why do you have to
the
say?
NCAA's trying to make one.
Why?
So.
But it's not the Super Bowl. Like,
No, but it's
are they
the-
going to go to
it's
the
the
Canadian Super Bowl?
Why not? I don't know. Super Bowl.
They going to go to the European Super Bowl, the
Look,
China
we've
Super
been
Bowl?
talking about 17 different types of bowl. The only kind we haven't talked
That's
about
true.
is cereal bowl.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. They should actually do a bowl game in China.
Why? What are you going to call it? The Oppression Bowl?
Well, they actually did one in the 70s. They actually did do a bowl game in China in the 70s.
The Communism Bowl.
Yep.
Didn't they do one in the in Japan once?
They did. They have, yep. I actually think Notre Dame is going to play somebody in Japan in 2 years.
The Anime Bowl.
The Anime Bowl. Oh, that'd be creepy. What do you think about the Raiders not making the playoffs?
A little disappointed. Well, just on the sense of the fact that all the cards were stacked for them a month ago.
Yeah.
When they were like 6-5 or 7-5, and it looked like they could win out.
Yep.
But then I think it started when they lost to the Jets.
Yes.
And they got killed by the Jets.
And honestly, I can make an argument it even started whenever they beat the Bengals. Because they played like shit against the Bengals.
They did.
Yep. And ever since then, it's been like this decline for them. The only thing that sucks about this is we ain't going to have the meme of the Raiders going to the playoffs and them getting obliterated.
I think at the beginning of the season, though, I had them at 8-8.
Yeah.
So
I had them at 1-15, so they exceeded my expectations. Good for you, Raiders.
Thank you.
Yep. They still suck.
I give us a C-.
You know who they had a better record than though? The Browns.
That's because the Browns are a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Brown, what do you think about the organizational dysfunction of the Browns?
yeah, they fired everyone again. I'm shocked.
I still have that wrote down here. Browns fire everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting that from. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked, really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, well, what do you want me to say? Everything I'm going to say has been said by everyone else
That's true.
for 7 years now.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
They are what they are.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Arizona coach? They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
That's what the Browns are. They are who we thought they were.
You know what happened?
They do this every year. Like the 20s, I think it was 2017. They went 0-16.
2017 or 2016.
Yeah.
One
Like
of
that
those
was a
years.
special accomplishment for the
Yeah.
Browns. Like they done something.
You know what happened?
What?
They wanted to put this dumpster fire out, so they called the fire department. The only problem was the fire department was filled with pyromaniacs.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you know what? That's a good analogy because honestly, the Browns are this. You know how they fix a burning building? They have arsonists come.
and then put the fire out quicker. They light the
Yeah.
fire up higher so it goes out quicker.
Yeah, like literally the Browns are the kind of people that go, well, the building's on fire. How do we fix this? Well, I'll just bring a local arsonist. That's a good idea. That is what the Browns are. They just stack these problems upon problems. Because honestly, the Browns last year looked like they had some hope.
They did.
Because they went 7-8-1. They looked like they were on the right track. They had Greg Williams, a pretty good coach. Freddie Kitchens was okay offensive coordinator.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I am so sick and tired of like this mentality of like, oh, in order for us to have a good team, we need an offensive guru for a head coach.
No, you don't.
When history says
Defense.
that if you have a good quarterback and a defensive-oriented head coach, where are all the dynasties, with the exception of Bill Walsh in the 49ers of the 80s? Yeah, Chuck Noll, who had a defensive coach. Jimmy Johnson, I'm pretty sure, had they consistently had the number one defense.
John Madden had a defensive head mindset.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
and Bill Belichick, one of the greatest defensive coach of all time.
And Sean Payton has only won one Super Bowl, and I mean, that's still good.
Yeah,
but Sean Payton, they've had years where they've just wasted Drew Brees' career. Because they had a couple years where they go 7-9, and they would put up 40 points and still lose.
Yeah, like Drew Brees would have 5,000.
Yeah,
like they would have 5,500 season yards or something like that.
Yep.
And they would have losing records.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. Heck, last year's Super Bowl was a defensive war, and the offensive coach, and that one got exposed.
Yeah, and because guess what? Like I tell you what, Andy Reid is considered an offensive genius,
and he has not won one Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and he actually has trouble in January.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not really big on Kansas City in these
because
playoffs.
Kyle Shanahan was very smart because he knew that he is an offensive oriented guy, but he knew that you needed a good defense because even though he's an offensive oriented guy, what have we talked about with San Francisco all year? Their defense.
And one thing I will say about him, what he's done is he's built the team. And I said this whenever they were going 4-12 and stuff, and they were sucking. I said, give it time because I like the way he was building the team. He was doing what we've always talked about in this show. Build your football team from the inside out.
Yeah.
That's how you build infrastructure. Is you don't build like what the Browns did from the outside in, because wide receivers. I mean, if you don't have offensive line protecting for you, who cares if you got Odell Beckham?
Yeah,
you can't do anything.
Because and even though like you have given like Sean McVay a lot of criticism this year, Sean McVay was actually smart about it too. Yeah, because he went out and got Wade Phillips.
Yeah, my only problem with Sean McVay is I don't think he develops talent real well.
Right. Yeah.
I think he gets these pieces, and if he has the right pieces, it works.
Right.
But he cannot develop talent really well. I think that's his one issue.
And it's only 3 years. Let's give it.
We'll
see what happens. Another problem could be the fact of like Jared. He's pretty much just turned Jared Goff into a puppet.
Yeah.
So we'll figure out
which is not good for their future. But we'll see. The biggest problem with the Rams right now is the cap space issue. I mean, they're not going to have a hard time getting players.
But back to the Browns. Yeah, you had a good thing here, where like you had a good upstart quarterback that was looking promising.
Yep.
And a defensive oriented head coach.
Yep.
A offensive coordinator the quarterback seemed to like.
Yep. You had everything in place for this to work.
But then instead you decided to do the whole Browns thing, where you fire your head coach.
Yep.
That was nothing wrong with them.
After saving their season,
bring in Freddie Kitchens. And it just because I had the Browns winning the division.
I think a lot of people did.
A lot of people did.
They looked good on paper.
They did. The only thing I said was like, again, everyone said this. Yep. Everyone's big question mark was how's Freddie Kitchens going to do?
Yep, and he might be one of the worst coaches because you know what? At least Hugh Jackson was thrown into a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Freddie Kitchens actually had a couple pieces to work with here.
Yeah.
I actually think what Freddie Kitchens did was more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because at least, like, you could look at what's his name? The guy I just mentioned.
Hugh Jackson?
Hugh Jackson. You could be like, well, they just don't have anybody.
Yeah.
And that's why they suck. But this year was very embarrassing for Cleveland. And just not only just on the field, but just off the field with all the discipline issues, their team being penalized by so much, having players get hit over the head with helmets. Yeah. Just stupid shit. I mean, just a joke.
There was like no sense of structure here.
You had a player threaten a fan on Twitter saying he was going to come to his house and kill him.
Yeah.
A safety. You cannot have these things in your... you wonder why New England cut Antonio Brown, like why the Steelers got rid of such a great receiver, or the Raiders, because they don't want to deal with the headache. You cannot have headaches in your organization.
Yeah.
Speaking of a headache, Tom Coughlin at Jacksonville I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Have y'all kept up with this?
I think I have, but I don't want to be like.
Okay, I'll give you all.
Go ahead and give me like the running short of it. I know it has something to do. Apparently, Tom Coughlin was doing some really bad stuff.
So Tom Coughlin was essentially not allowing players to go outside of the team organization to get medical treatment.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Okay.
And the NFLPA was actually telling players do not go to Jacksonville.
Really?
Well, yeah. The NFLPA was warning players of not going there. Like, if there's any team you don't want to go to, it's Jacksonville. That's bad. So, whenever that came out, they knew they were in trouble, and they fired him immediately. So, Tom Coughlin was awful at his job here. Just horrible. Because you look at Jacksonville, not too long ago, they looked like they were on the up and up.
They did.
They were getting some pieces in there, and players were getting pissed. They just didn't want to be there anymore.
They were in the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
game.
And they almost beat New England.
They almost beat New England.
Yeah, with Blake Bortles, nonetheless. So, I mean, Tom Coughlin failed here. So what's your thoughts after what I just relayed to you?
At least he's fired.
Yep.
Good. Maybe they can build something out of this now. I know the head coach is coming back, right?
No, he's fired too.
Really?
Yeah, they fired everybody.
I thought the head coach. I thought I read up that the head coach was coming back.
Yeah. Cleveland done it.
Oh, we can do it too.
Yep.
But maybe this can be a fresh start. Maybe maybe there's a light at the end of this tunnel. I mean,
and possibly London. That's probably where Jacksonville's going to end up.
I mean, I'm trying to think of all the pieces they have right now. I mean, you got
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
you got the stash.
You got the stash.
Yeah, and who's turning out to be, I guess, a better quarterback than Nick Foles.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, a Super Bowl MVP.
And the Minshew is coming in, but they got a quarterback I think that can work. Gardner Minshew would be like Alex Smith kind.
I could see him being a good game manager.
Yeah, I can.
Which is not an insult.
No, not at all. It's better than what other teams have. What? Why are you holding up your finger?
1 hour.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, we're almost done.
You told me that you liked it whenever I did that. So
Yes, I'm glad you did, actually.
you're welcome.
All right,
asshole.
But this has been a good episode then, and we've had a very long episode. We had a lot of topics. We have a lot of topics to discuss. So we'll move on from the Tom Coughlin discussion. Do you have anything you want to add on to that?
Dick.
Dickhead. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's a perfect summary of him. All right. I want to get Brian's thoughts on this one first. The Steelers season. Do you consider this season a disappointment or not for the Steelers?
I think I'm going to say yes and no.
Okay, that's a cop-out, but we'll go
what I mean is my feelings are very mixed on it.
Okay.
Because on one hand, I love the fact that in a lot of parts of the year, the Steelers were able to overcome all the crap that we had to go through. And oddly enough, it wasn't drama-related. It was mainly just football-related. Injuries, stuff like that. I mean, and we seemed to be, we were always desperate. It was just constantly let's embrace, and even I was I think we should I was saying at the beginning of the year, let's just embrace
the tank
McDonald as our future. Let's just try to develop him, see where he goes with this.
Oh yeah,
that was a complete disaster.
He's horrible.
Yes.
You mean Rudolph? I think you said McDonald.
Really?
Yeah.
My bad. Rudolph.
Yeah.
I've been making. I need to make up. I've had a few. There's been a few.
Yeah. You see, you're
making up for it.
You're making up for lost time.
I don't know why I said. Oh God. But
maybe you're craving McDonald's.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you actually hate McDonald's, don't you?
I am meeting some friends tomorrow at McDonald's, so that could be why.
Why McDonald's? That's shady.
Well, no.
I mean, just the meeting at McDonald's.
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'll never tell you what we're doing.
Yes, meet them at a refined establishment like KFC.
but yeah, anyway, Rudolph. I was saying let's embrace Rudolph. Let's just see if we can't develop him, see where it goes. Mm-hmm. Total disaster. Everybody went nuts on Duck Hodges. I don't even know.
Well, I think it had more to do with just
his name.
I love Duck Hodgins, dude. He sucks. Don't get me wrong. But I love Duck Hodgins.
But anyway,
the Duck.
The one thing I do love that I think is promising, our defense is legit.
They're good.
And
they are good.
And I'm hoping that can carry over into next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think now we just need to find somewhere to where we can. I tell you what, make any kind of deal you can for New Orleans and get Terry Bridgewater up here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just do that.
That's a very good idea. Yeah, I didn't even consider that because I was just saying
he's not even 30 yet.
No.
You could make something out of that. I do not want Ben Roethlisberger back.
You need him though.
I don't want him back.
So what happens if Ben Roethlisberger next year comes back, leads you all to a Super Bowl victory?
Then I'll say I'm wrong. But I'm simply stating that is not who we need right now. We do not need a 38-year-old quarterback with an elbow injury, nursing from an elbow injury on his throwing arm, to come back.
I think he actually hurt his elbow throwing the ball too, which is even more crazy.
I think a story I heard was the fact that it was nagging him for months, and it just got like irritated or something like that whenever he threw it.
That's a sign of being an old man.
But I do not think Ben Roethlisberger is the answer.
Yeah.
I think he has become more of like I don't really want to say a liability yet. I don't think that, but I think we've been.
I wouldn't say no, not liability.
No, we have been. But he has become unreliable as of late.
That's a good, yeah,
that's a better word. I still think. You know what? I tell you what. Trade all three. Trade Rudolph, Roethlisberger, and Rodgers.
Anywhere
to New Orleans and bring Terry Bridgewater up here.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see Terry Bridgewater with James Conner in the backfield, Juju Smith-Schuster out wide, and you got Washington as a deep threat. Make it happen.
That's a very good point. I hadn't even considered Terry Bridgewater, but that's a great option there. That's a great pick. Just trade all your quarterbacks because they all suck. just get rid of every one of them. What do you think about the Steelers? Do you think their season
total failure?
I don't.
100% total failure. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they did not help Antonio Brown release his rap album.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Yep, the hip hop artist of a generation.
That's right.
Yep. I personally about the Steelers season, I feel like it was a success in many ways because this was a year where anything is better than last year's season.
Yes,
literally anything.
Yes, you are right.
The fact they had nowhere else to go up because last year's season was complete stupidity. They had so much talent and couldn't even make the playoffs.
It was nuts.
And this year they were playing with a bunch of nobodies, and they almost made it. So to me, the Steelers season was pretty successful. Honestly, I thought they.
Again, mixed feelings on it.
Yeah.
I am very mixed on it because of some parts I see a success, other parts I'm worried about. Like the biggest part is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that is like the biggest question mark of the whole team is the quarterback because I think we got a quarterback that is way past his prime. We got two young quarterbacks that just can't play.
They're awful.
And there are plenty of other quarterbacks in the league, backup quarterbacks that would be more suited to play here.
I'd actually say this. For me, this is going to be controversial because they didn't make the playoffs. Mike Tomlin's still my coach of the year. Just the fact that they even had a chance at the playoffs after so many injuries.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Steelers were... I mean, the only other option I'd probably put is the Bills coach, maybe.
Maybe. I liked what Shanahan did, though.
I did, but
San Francisco.
I actually feel like that's been something that was pretty obviously building up for years. Like the Bills...
But I think that's why it is.
Sure,
Just the fact that he's been crafting
yes.
this whole thing for this season.
That's a good pick.
So I think it's either Shanahan or Buffalo's coach. McNairn or
McNairn or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't
he's also
remember your name.
He's also a defensive minded coach.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, just what Mike Tomlin had to deal with this season on the injury front, I feel like he handled that in the best way anybody could possibly do. And the fact that they almost got to the playoffs playing with two blind people at quarterback was pretty impressive.
But I do have to ask this though, just because since we're on like the idea of like really bad quarterbacks, what do you think is going to happen with Phillip Rivers? If I can just kind of
oh god, he's awful. He needs to retire.
And here's the thing, and I'll say this: I don't think they have to do anything for quarterback because I think they got a perfectly fine backup.
Yeah.
To fill the role because they have plenty of great talent around them.
Yeah.
You know, a really good running back. You know, you got Keenan Allen. Is that his name?
Yep.
The wide receiver.
Yep.
You have a decent defense with a really good rushing attack.
Literally, the Chargers are
the pass
built.
rush.
They're built the right way. I agree.
Really good pass rush. You know, you have a decent secondary. And here's the thing. How many of the games did you guys play that were decided by like 7 points or less?
Yep. And Phillip Rivers throwing like 4 picks in a game screwed him.
Yeah. So I think that you should just, Phillip Rivers, if he doesn't want to retire, don't start him. Let Tyrod Taylor come in and see what he can do to fill in the role. Because Because honestly, I actually really like Tyrod Taylor. I'm a fan of
do too.
Tyrod Taylor and I think he has just been constantly getting
Screwed by the league.
Yep. Just about every team he's been on, really.
Heck, Buffalo took him out one game to put Nathan Peterman in it.
And how'd that go?
That went horrible. He threw 6 picks and a half.
I think the joke one time I told you was, okay, our quarterback led us to our first playoff berth in 19 years.
Let's trade
How
him.
are we going to repay you? We're going to trade you to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
To the abortion of the NFL.
So and then they trade him from Baker Mayfield out to San Diego.
Yeah.
And they just won't put him in unless it's for like Wildcat option or for
L.A.
Huh?
You said San Diego?
Sue me, but L.A.
Well, everybody makes that mistake.
L.A. Yeah. So they sent him out to L.A. and they just will not put him in unless it's for like an option play.
Yep.
Which normally doesn't work in the NFL.
No.
So
that's college stuff.
Yeah.
You can't even run the option.
See, I think next year, don't make any changes to quarterback. Just put Tyrod Taylor in and see how he does.
Yep. Our next topic: the Clapmaster has been fired more than
No.
Jake, what do you think about the Clapmaster being fired from Dallas?
He had the clap.
He did have the clap.
Now we don't get any clap.
We don't get no clap.
Where are we going to go for our clap?
I don't know. We'll have to go somewhere. Probably. We can go to Vegas for the clap.
You know, yeah, that'd probably do it.
I was just about to
need-
make that joke. You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
But in all honesty, though,
Yeah.
the clapmaster's gone.
The Clapmaster. I think someone else will hire him.
I hope.
I think the
I
Giants.
hope Notre Dame does.
He'll be at least hired as a coordinator.
No, I do not want him at Notre Dame.
You don't want the clapmaster to embrace Notre Dame?
No, I do
the
not.
Fighting Irish.
He'll at least be a coordinator somewhere. At least.
Yeah.
I think some teams will look at him as a decent head coach or somewhere. Is Carolina still sticking with their interim coach, or are they going to hire?
That's a good option. I can see that. Yeah. I can see Carolina, which I don't know how that's an upgrade from Rivera.
It isn't. Rivera is a better coach.
Yeah.
But
that'd be an odd choice, but I could see him doing it.
yeah. I'm trying to think of other teams that are probably going to fire their head coach.
The Browns.
The Browns have already hired Rivera.
No.
Oh, the Redskins.
Yeah.
What the hell? What is so wrong with me today?
You're going crazy.
I'm sleepy.
You're thinking about that McDonald's.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yes, I thought that. Yeah, I honest to God don't know why I said that. But,
yeah, I can see them going to the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns maybe. I mean, another offensive-oriented head coach, but at least he's actually a head coach.
Yeah,
though.
unlike
And honestly,
Kitchens.
You wouldn't need the biggest criticism of Jason Garrett is the fact that he lacks motivation. He doesn't motivate.
Garrett?
Oh my God, the Clapmaster.
There we go.
But
It's like Tui. You're just going to correct everybody if they say the name right, and you're just going to be like, nope, not it.
But anyway,
I will accept Clapmeister.
Anyway, if Jacob will just shut his mouth. But yeah, honestly, but if you go to Cleveland, you wouldn't need because him to be a motivator because Baker Mayfield's already won. So
yeah,
you wouldn't need. So that could work.
Yeah, I think it would be a good choice for Cleveland.
Yeah, where did Rivera go to? Washington.
Yeah, because Dan Snyder introduced him by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and hey, they actually got.
You think you do blunders? Dan Snyder.
Which hey, they did get a good defensive coordinator also alongside.
Who did he get as defense coordinator?
Jack Del Rio.
Ooh, that is good. I actually thought the Raiders shouldn't have fired him.
So the Redskins might have something.
No, they never can.
I like this coaching staff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but we all know Dan Snyder.
Yeah, we do. But I think didn't we have like some kind of what if scenario when it came if they kept Jack Del Rio, Khalil Mack, and Amari. No, we had Jim Harbaugh replacing Jack Del Rio. Yeah, instead of John Gruden. That was our big what if.
Yep. Cleveland could get Jim Harbaugh.
That would be good. Which I am going to stick with my Jim Harbaugh to Atlanta because that's the best.
That's actually perfect.
That is my.
But Atlanta won't fire their coach
because they're idiots.
Yeah, they're dumb. All right, our games of the week. This week's a little bit different because they're college football's near the end, which is sad, and it's been fun. But we actually have NFL games for game of the week this week. We only have 4, and it's playoff games. I want to actually start off with Jake first here. Who do you got? Bills versus Texans. It's at Texans.
I'm going to go with the Texans.
Texans? Okay. Who do you got, Brian?
To be honest, I'm going to go with the Texans also.
I'm going with the Bills.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Yeah, I feel very confident in the Bills in this one. I don't know why.
Which the Texans are not reliable in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they have a long history of being one and done.
Yep.
But yeah,
look what they did last year against Indianapolis.
Yeah, they absolutely
got
dropped
creamed.
the ball.
Yep.
But I like the Texans, and part of me is kind of just rooting for him because J.J. Watt is going to be healthy, and I would like to see him do something to be able to actually get a playoff win.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for the Bills just because I just think they're a little bit of the better team. But it is at the Texans. It is going to be a very tough game. Yeah. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, honestly.
It's going to be a really good offense versus a really good defense.
Yes. I think the final score, Bills 21, Texans 10.
I'm going to say the Texans 21, the Bills 14.
Okay. What do you got, Jake?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it's going to be 17-14 Texans.
You got 17-14 Texans?
It'll be a slugfest, I think. I agree with you.
Titans at the Patriots. Who do you got, Jake?
Titans.
You know what? I'm not even going to debate that. Who do you got?
I got the Patriots.
I got Patriots. And here's what's going to get me. I'm going to be very biased throughout all these because every game I'm going to pick the Patriots if they advance. I'm just going to give everybody a heads up. I'm a New England fan, so obviously I'm going to pick New England to win all these games. This game scares the shit out of me.
It doesn't me.
Something about this game just feels really just weird. We've had trouble with the Titans in the past, and I don't know. We'll see.
You got nothing to worry about, I don't think.
Oh, God, I hate you, piece of shit. Every time Brian does this, they lose.
Don't worry, dude.
You're not the Jinx Master. Brian is.
He is the Jinx Meister.
What Brian has done here, they're going to lose to the Titans by 50 now.
I got the Patriots. I'm going to say 31-17.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, Brian, what's your favorite Pokemon? I bet it's Jinx.
Yeah. Wow.
Is Jinx a Pokemon?
Yes, actually.
I didn't even know that.
Didn't know that either. I'm not a Pokemon fan.
Not either.
Not either. I just know that one.
All right, our next game. Minnesota at the Saints. Who do you got, Jake?
Saints.
You got Saints?
Yeah, I got the Saints, man.
I got Saints.
Yeah, the Saints are just too.
I think this will be a massacre, honestly.
I don't think it'll be a massacre. I think Minnesota will put up a fight, but I think the Saints are just too good.
Yeah.
They're just too good.
I think Minnesota will keep it interesting for a half, and then the Saints will just...
My final score is 28-24.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine's 42-21.
I think 28-24, but I think it'll probably be like that last Minnesota score last touchdown in garbage time.
Okay.
Is what I'm going to say. Like it'll be 28-17 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm going with 42-21. What's your final score, Jake?
78-2.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be funny.
78.
I'd be like,
the only thing they score is a safety on the Saints.
Yeah.
I think that...
actually, that would actually resemble the Oklahoma and LSU game.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
If that'll happen, that'll be funny.
Yeah,
like,
it would be.
It's like 49 does nothing at that time.
That'd be great.
Like Drew Brees has thrown seven
touchdowns in the first half.
Like just being like, I'll raise you your 7 touchdowns. I'll see your 7 touchdowns and raise you my 7 touchdowns.
That would be great.
That would be kind of fun. But yeah, I'm going to give Minnesota a little more credit here because I've actually liked Minnesota most of this year.
I like their team. Don't get me wrong. Boy, they're 0-8 in big games though over the years. Well, Kirk Cousins is. Again, that's more of a narrative thing, but I see them playing good for a half. Well, you just kicked the table there, Jake.
But
why are you staring at me like a mass murderer?
No reason.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Next game.
Alrighty, our next game is the Seahawks at the Eagles. Jake, what
Seahawks.
You got Seahawks?
17-14.
17-14?
No, 17-7.
Okay. What's your
I got
Seahawks?
Yeah, I got the Seahawks.
I got the upset here. I'm taking the Eagles.
You're full.
Taking the Dirty Bird. What's your final score there, Brian?
31-21 is what I'm going to say.
All right. I'm going with I got the Eagles 28-21. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. I think the Eagles will stay in the game. I don't think it's going to be a slaughter.
Yeah. It's just something about this game. I don't know. It's just one of them chance games. I don't know.
I did see a stat somewhere on ESPN that apparently Russell Wilson does not do very well on away games in the playoffs.
Really?
Since 2013 or 2014.
Well,
last time they went to the Super Bowl, he's apparently struggled on away games in the playoffs.
So
Well,
there you go.
I mean, that gives the Eagles a chance. So I believe this will be a good game, and I'm just going with the Eagles because I have a weird feeling about this game. What's your favorite football play of the decade?
My favorite football play of the decade.
Yes.
Man, that is a good one.
Well, not even play. What's your favorite game of the decade?
My favorite game of the decade?
Yeah.
It's either the 2018 AFC Championship game between the Patriots and the Chiefs.
That was great.
That was a great game. I'll tell you another game I really like, just because of just how just old-fashioned it was, and it was so refreshing to watch, is the Broncos-Panthers Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that to me was hilarious because I picked Denver. I figured Denver's defense would bitch slap the Panthers, and
they did. It was so cool to see a Super Bowl like that.
Yeah.
Because
last year's Super Bowl was like that.
Not
that dominant, but as an old fashioned.
Because you can't even call like that Super. I can't remember what number it was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just like punt or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
It was just like. It was just very Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
That I really liked about it. Which I'm just throwing off a bunch of names. I'm not giving you a definitive answer here. Yeah, this is a tough one.
It don't really matter.
This is a tough one though.
It is. You already know what mine is.
Yeah, I know what yours is.
Yeah.
You can go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead and say yours. All of you guys.
28-3.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah. That to me is one of the craziest things of this decade by far.
Yeah.
It's the biggest Super Bowl comeback, and even if it wasn't Patriots, that's just insane.
It is
because the biggest comeback in a Super Bowl beforehand was by New England by 14 points. And then that happened.
Yeah.
And that was actually the first Super Bowl ever to go into overtime.
Yeah.
So to me, that is probably the craziest game of the decade, college or pro.
I think I got one now.
All right.
It was actually that same year in that same playoffs, but it wasn't the Patriots and the Falcons. It was actually the NFC divisional round between the Packers and the Cowboys.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a great game. I actually loved that game. It had mainly because it had everything I wanted in it. Because it wasn't, even though the score says it was a big offensive showdown, there was a lot of defensive plays in there too.
There was.
So,
actually, Dallas started scoring late and made it a game, and then finally took a lead, and then the Packers went down and drove.
Yeah, on what I would call Aaron Rodgers' best pass he's ever thrown in his career.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was nuts.
A great throw.
Yeah. So, and hey, I got to see the Cowboys lose, and that's always fun for me.
Yeah. For me, it's 28-3, just because
that's a close second.
Because
that is a close.
That's
second.
something that just never has happened.
No, that never happens.
That to me will go down as like one of the that would be like on NFL Channel years to come, like the Houston Oilers and the Bills, something like that. So and yours was also 28-3, wasn't it, Jake?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just one of them. I mean, it's just insane. Who would ever think something like that to ever happen?
I'm trying to think of other games. I'll tell you, I got my favorite play.
Okay.
The Minnesota Miracle against the Saints.
Oh yes, that one was awesome.
Yes,
do you remember this?
No.
The Saints were leading with 12 seconds left.
It was like, what was the score? Like 24-20 or something like
Yeah,
that? Yeah. It looked over.
Yeah, it was over.
And Case Keenum is the quarterback.
And he throws a Hail Mary.
Chuck it. I'm just
Stephon Diggs.
To Stephon Diggs. He's not even throwing for a touchdown. He's throwing to get in field goal range so they could tie the game up.
And the safety for New Orleans does the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
He dives under him.
Yeah,
he dives under him.
He don't even try to go for the ball.
He dives under him. I think what the excuse was given for him was the fact that he was trying to keep him in bounds.
Yeah.
And so the clock will run out, because I don't think the Vikings had any timeouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just looked so bad.
Yeah.
I remember
Stephon Diggs, whenever he scored a touchdown with no time left, threw his helmet in the air, and it was just like everybody was going nuts.
And he was confused. You could tell he was confused.
Yeah.
Because when he brought the ball and came down, he turned around and just kept running, and he just kept looking back.
Because I don't think anybody believed what they had seen. Everybody had ran off the field and everything, and the NFL was like, okay, we're going to have somebody come out here for the extra point or whatever. But that was probably one of the craziest plays of the decade.
That was terrific.
Yeah. And our last topic. What is your all's dream college football video game? Like, if you were in charge of making a college football video game, seeing that college football video games have a possibility of coming back, how would you design them? I actually start with Jake here first. What would you be like? What would you do with a college football video game?
I would like to have like a actual designed campus that you can walk around on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd like it to where you can. You know how like the older games you had the menus you had to go through to like take the exams and stuff?
Yeah.
I'd like if you could be able to like walk to the exams, walk to study, walk to like the frat house to party.
Or if like you were a coach, you could go to like the office.
Yeah,
and I actually think this is Brian's idea too.
Yeah.
Pretty close to Brian's idea.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I agree. I would like if you could like if you were like a coach in Dynasty. Like, you didn't get to start off at Alabama or Notre Dame or something.
Yeah.
You had to start off at Holy Cross at an FCS program, like in the 2K basketball games, and you had to, like, build your way up.
Yeah.
And you had, instead of, like, a menu, you had like, a recruiting building. You would go in there, you'd recruit players, and you could walk over to the practice facility to practice.
I would even like it if, like, you had the same thing for your senior year of high school, where you choose, like... Y'all ever play like the Dragon Ball game where it was like the board map and you had to like move? To
Yes, I actually did. Budokai 2.
Exactly.
Yep.
I would like it if you could have
That
that
would actually be
same
kind of
map,
cool.
and
I
then
like
like you
that.
choose to go to like your friend's house to like smoke
Yeah.
it up or go to
No,
like.
they couldn't have that in any other game.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding on that part, guys.
Go and have some keggers.
Yeah, exactly. Go punch some keggers, or you go down to like the
Go
weight
party,
room,
bro.
or you go to class to study, like stuff like
Yeah,
that. And,
yeah.
And you like say you get like in high school, say you get like a high enough like ACT score, and like
You can
good
get
enough-
accepted into
No, like
Notre Dame or
Harvard,
Yale.
like all that stuff.
Also, when I add this, in like Road to Glory mode, they should add it to where you can go play for FCS teams, like North Dakota State and Yale and Harvard and stuff like
and
that.
I will say this.
I would never pick a FBS school if they could do that. I'd always pick North Dakota State or Yale or
And
somebody.
even after like you're done with all your college and stuff, have it to where like
you can import your
port it
guy
over
to Madden.
to Madden.
Like how it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, first off,
You can end up being insanely overpowered by that pool if you really wanted to be.
Sure, yeah,
It'd be
but...
cool.
Be
That's
cool.
fun. It's fantasy. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of put yourself.
It's a video
in, or,
game.
like you kind of you like creating your own head cannons and everything.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. Okay, first off, any game that makes EA and Madden obsolete is a dream football game for me. But
Yeah.
because I'm so sick of it.
I remember the old NCAA team used to put actually a lot of effort into their games.
Yeah.
And Madden would be like that kid, like Jake was last week, of copying Brian's answers. That's what Madden team would do. They would look over at EA, they look over at NCAA and be like, "That's a good idea. Maybe we should implement that."
Well, the mid 2000s superstar modes were cool.
Yeah, well,
I did-
that was born from NCAA though,
Yeah, but
because the Road to Glory. I mean, a Road for the Heisman.
but that was kind of cool in a way of like, oh, so you can take that same
Yeah.
character and
and
import it over
import him
here.
into Madden.
And that was
And also
awesome.
in Dynasty, you could take like your players in Dynasty that you coach, you could import them into the next draft and franchise.
Now here's what I would love to happen. If I was now, this is just what kind of game I would make. If I was like in charge, and the kind of mode I would make, it would be kind of like a Road to Glory superstar mode that would start in your freshman year of college, and it would have both college and pro in it.
See, I prefer the high school.
And it would
still,
just be, or high school maybe, and just have like this gigantic game of to where like of just like going from a complete career in the same game. If you can't get like the license of like all like the college games and the NFL games in the same game, I would just make them up.
Okay, I'm fine with this, and I discussed this with you. I'm fine with this as long as they have like a team builder system.
And it would have a team builder.
where you can actually go in online and edit all the team, because people always do that
Have it
anyways.
built into the game.
Yeah,
Even
that'd be
better.
great.
Yes,
Have it
yeah,
built
I'll-
into-
I'll-
And I just have it on, like you have to have your Xbox or
Like-
PS4 online.
like
Yeah, I would have
And
like
you
a
can-
creation kit like in the game to be
Yeah,
able to do that.
like a mod
Yes.
system.
Like
Yes.
you know how Blitz the League has that very rudimentary team builder built into it?
Yeah,
Where you
but
can also change the names of all the players and everything.
the only thing
and
is
the
you have a
stats.
limited amount of logos. I would actually like it if it had like the team builder thing on your laptop where you could actually pick
Make
a
your own
logo.
logos.
Well, you can pick a logo from Google Images, bring it down, and actually use that as the logo for
Yeah,
the team.
like with a USB drive. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, no,
That's what I would do.
you didn't have to do that on NCAA 14.
Yeah, but that's because it was not built into the system.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that would be fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that's just what I would do.
Yeah.
I would just have like this gigantic game, and I would never make a sequel. I would never make like anything after it, like an 08, 09.
I don't.
Like that.
I don't mind
I
a
would
sequel
just,
as long as it's every 4 years or something.
I would constantly kind of like patch it,
Yeah.
to the point to where it was just like it would be updated, and it would be, and the updates would be free.
Yeah.
So
hell, at that point, us sports fans with video games have been screwed over so many times. I don't even care if you make us pay for updates because we've dealt with worse. We've dealt with way worse.
I've dealt with 20 times as worse as that, where they make you pay for each update.
Yeah.
They make you pay for each update. Then they add in extra units on those updates. You have to pay for those too.
Mm-hmm. On PC games and stuff. Yeah.
But because it's been for Madden. It's been like the same. It's been like the same thing for 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with it.
Actually, I noticed this trend. Madden started going downhill once NCAA stopped making games.
Because I guess there was no competition or something?
And I believe the Madden team was looking at what NCAA was always doing and being like, oh, let's put that in our game. Because the NCAA team was very talented with Tiburon. Very good. And then they're not... You know what EA made the NCAA team start doing? Making mobile games.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Just sad, because they were very talented. They actually put a lot of passion into their games. They were the ones that actually introduced the ticker at the bottom of the screen to the football games, and like a halftime show and stuff like that in college football games. And Madden never did any of that. The announcing team cared, you know? Mm-hmm. And Madden, once NCAA stopped making games, they had no one to really copy. So it went all downhill, and they changed the engine and everything.
And then that crappy...
Infinity Engine or whatever. They're not Infinity Engine. What's it called?
Some kind of like a...
It's the one Battlefield uses.
Crytek.
What? Yeah, whatever.
No.
Unity?
It's Frostbite.
Frostbite, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, what was wrong with that physics-based engine?
The Infinity Engine was amazing for NCAA 14. Like, it actually uses actual physics.
Yeah, I actually recently played Madden 25, and
it uses the same engine.
And it works fine.
Yeah, it's a great engine. And honestly, I wouldn't mind. Honestly, I'm a sucker for sports games. I'll buy the same sports game every year if it has a good engine, it's playable, and it's fun. As long as you add a couple of things. That's what the NCAA games did, but the NCAA team making them always put a lot of passion into them, at least.
Which I wish they would... wait. Is the Infinity Engine the same one that 2K used?
Yeah.
Or like something like that?
It's pretty similar. Which 2K had like their own little engine they'd built.
Okay.
Because they use the same one for 2K8 basketball.
Yeah, because they're both very physics-based, obviously.
And they both have some of the wonkiest things you'll ever see in a video.
Pile-ups. Like weird pile-ups. Which I'm okay
I don't care.
Yeah, I think
it's more funny than anything. But... yeah, my dream college football game, and another thing I would add, like in the Road to Glory or Race for the Heisman or whatever you call it. Dang, 2 hours?
Going on it.
All right, well, I do want to talk about this. The one thing I would add in like a Road to Glory or Race for the Heisman or whatever you call it was, you know how you said a campus?
Yeah.
I'd add like a little basketball court on the campus. And like just a small little court, and all the NPCs you see, like you'd have some that are just like NPCs that are, not... real players or whatever. But I'd actually have like actual players like online, and you could like challenge them to an online game of basketball.
How about this? What if like the entire to be able to go into this mode, it'd have to be like either always online or you don't see anyone else. Well, the entire campus, there's every other player that's
like
playing
make like
on
a hub
campus
world
with you.
Well, okay, yeah, like a hub world is what I would do. But like for instance, it would be online. Like if it was online, all the NPCs would be actual people. But if it wasn't offline, it would just be random NPCs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I just think that'd be really cool. Like, just play a little pickup game of basketball to 21. Like, that would add to, like, the little bit of experience. And you could do, like, practice and stuff like that. Take exams. It'd just be cool. I think our idea is way better than anything EA has ever done. I think EA should hire us immediately.
God.
Because they're idiots.
EA, make me video game, lead director.
I don't even think this stuff
I'll fix everything.
I think what I'm naming here, it's not even that expensive. Because all you have to do literally is take the basketball court from March Madness 07. In that game, you could shoot around the basketball on the campus, whatever, before you play a game. Just implement that. Right? You're already going to have online servers. You're already paying for that. So just have it in the Race for the Heisman, too. Mm-hmm. Right? And... the little hub worlds. I'm not asking for like the realistic campuses.
Just like 5 or 6 generic
hub
campuses.
Hub worlds. And it would vary on where you're located in the United States.
Yeah.
Like it would make no sense.
If you're in the Southwest, it would have to be like a desert region.
Yeah.
If you're in the Northeast, it would be more indigenous.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
And during the winter, you might have snow or something. Like, yeah, it'd be fine. Or like a cool detail, your guy whenever he walks out of the dorm would have a jacket on.
Yeah.
I mean, these things would be cool. EA do these. You probably don't listen to this, but that's a good idea, I think.
Everyone does.
Yeah. We have all the viewers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But we're near the end. I think we only got one more episode left on season 1. Now, after that, we're going to be doing a movie podcast as well, which is coming up soon.
You'll catch us here at www.youtube.com.
Yeah!
/
Yeah, and then we have a bunch of rock music behind us. So I can
yeah, bro!
Yeah!
Rip it!
So like a generic radio station. But we're going to be doing a movie podcast here soon. We got a couple of movies lined out. I know Joker's one of them we'll be discussing. What was that? What in the world? But Joker's one of them. And we also are going to do, like, on the football podcast, we're going to do, like, 20-minute short episodes, stuff like that. Give our thoughts on the NFL playoffs, free agency, maybe.
The draft. We'll have
we'll have
to do a podcast on the draft.
Maybe even March Madness we'll talk a little bit about.
Yeah.
Because that's always a fun time of the year.
Yeah.
But as for, like, the official season 1, we're coming to an end. It's been fun.
A lot of fun.
Yep. And I think that's about it. Anybody want to add anything else?
I'm so happy.
What do you got?
Nothing.
All right. Mormon out.
See you guys.
Lunchbox later.